Alright, so let's assume that our scraper wasn't working for a particular product, so let's just go ahead and click on one. So we go down and we look for the item model number on the page. So now this means in our CSV file it would have been coming up as saying we can't find it, but here we go to the page and clearly we see that we can find it. It's right there. So we go ahead and we highlight it, then we right click on it. We go ahead and we press that inspect button down at the bottom. This will pop open the web inspector. Web inspector will let us do cool things. So it'll show us it'll highlight it there in the HTML. Now we can right click on that guy. And we can go ahead and go to the copy option and do copy XPath or copy selector, but let's go with XPath. In fact, I think it actually has to be XPath, so yeah, do that. Now we open up the source code for our scraper.py file, which we have open. And here we can go ahead and add a new line right in the middle of this list of guys. Let's line it up, so add a single space real quick so we're all lined up with the line above. And now press the single quote. Let's go ahead and paste in that XPath we just copied. And now add a comma after that last single quote. Save the file. Which can just be Control S usually, but that works too. And then you just go ahead and the last thing we need to do is add I think you need to add /text to the end of it. So go back into the single quote and just add /text with the parentheses, just like the lines above and below it. So open parentheses, close parentheses. Yep. Now we can save, so Control S, so we save it again. Cool. Yeah, and that's it. So as we find things that didn't work, we can just go ahead and very specifically copy and paste their XPaths into this list, and this list can be as big as we want. The only downside, or the only thing I should say, is that each time we do that copy XPath thing, it's not super smart. It gives it to us super specifically. So what we see is it very specifically caters it to the format of that page, and it's not very versatile. There are ways that you can get more versatile, but that would involve a larger lesson about how to use XPath. But just looking at the example, we can see above and below that so the selector we just copied and pasted uses things like the ID of certain elements in the HTML, but that could change very easily. Whereas above, we see that we're actually looking for, that selector says, find me any element in the HTML that just contains the text, item model number, and then take the element that's right next to it. So that's very versatile. No matter how they're storing that in the HTML, no matter what the specifics of it are, we're really just looking for on the actual web page, does that text item model number show up? And if so, just grab the thing that's right next to it. So we see that there are ways to be a little more versatile, but for now this will work fine. If we find a particular web page that breaks our thing, we can just go through this exact procedure as we've just done it, and just add in to this list. Then we save our file, we can rerun the script, and it'll work all right.
And automatically when you save it, even in the
Yeah, when you run it, you're good to go.
okay, wow.
You just got to make sure that you're running this one and not your old .exe thing.